So in this video, I'm going to show you a hidden tool on the British Airways website that makes finding award availability for British Airways flights much easier. I'm honestly surprised that not more people are talking about this feature. It's completely free, it's provided by British Airways, and it gives you a full calendar view of award availability for the entire year at a time. If you ever spent hours clicking day by day by day on the British Airways website trying to find award availability, well, this tool might change things a little bit. So let me show you exactly how to use this. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to access the hidden British Airways award calendar, how to search for multiple passengers and different cabin classes, the pros and cons of booking through British Airways Avios, whether you should book through British Airways or partner airlines, and tips for maximizing value despite those notorious taxes and fees. Now let's dive into how to use this British Airways tool. So the tool is a little hidden on the British Airways website. Let's jump over to my computer and I'm going to show you how to find the tool. So I'm here on the British Airways website, and the key thing is make sure you're logged into your account. Where you want to go is to go to book and book flight with Avio. This will take you to the typical awards search screen, but we don't want to go here because this is kind of like the slow search. You have to click day by day by day. If you go over to spend Avios over here and go to reward availability tools, and you have two options here. The one on the left is a reward flight finder, and the one on the right is search and book. And so the key difference here is that search and book will take you back to the previous screen that we were just on, which is the traditional search, the regular search that we typically search for award availability on. The one on the left here is where you would be able to find that free tool that helps you search for award availability. But the key thing here to note is that the one on the left here is used to find British Airways flights award availability. The one on the right, you can find British Airways flights and partner flights. The tool that I'm about to show you only searches British Airways award availability. So keep that in mind. So click on Explore Award Availability, and it takes you to this screen. And so this screen is where you want to input where you want to search from. And so in my case, let's do San Diego, and then let's do London Heathrow as the option here. And I'm going to do one-way search for now. And let's do an outbound date. And so instead of selecting a specific date, you can do a date range. You can search by month. What I like to do is search by full year, and it gives you this funny window down here, and you gotta click on this see full year award availability down here. It's not even visually as a button, it's just text, which I find kind of strange, but I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. I'm gonna change this to business class, but this doesn't matter too much right now. I'm gonna just change to business class for now. I'm gonna do one passenger for now and click on find flight. The graph up here tells you how many seats are available, how many dates are available on these specific months. And so June's not looking very good because there's no award availability. The dark blue, it represents the number of available days in a given month. And so August is looking pretty good, January, February, March is looking pretty good, September not so much. And if you scroll down here, you can see the specific dates that have that award availability. So let's go to a month that has a lot of award availability. Let's go to February here and click on view. Then it gives me the updated calendar down here with the specific dates that have the award availability for that route. And so what I can do is click on each individual dates, and then it will give me a little bit more information over here. Not much information, but I still have to go double check if that award availability is there. But before we do that, you can go and do a couple other things here as well. You can change the class of service here, but we can go to economy, and then it'll give me the award availability for economy there as well. Let's switch it over to business class here. And then it gives you the other option to amend how many passengers. And so say for example, I have 4 adults that want to travel with me. I can click on change search, and this dynamically updates to show me the award availability for 4 passengers, which is super helpful. This graph updates up here, and the dates down here update as well. And so obviously fewer dates in February have 4 seats award availability, but pretty decent still on award space there. Let's go ahead and test a date here. Let's go to March, and let's do March 3rd as an example. And I can click on choose and continue, and this will take me directly to double check if the award availability is still there. That's very important, is that you want to make sure the award availability is still there before you transfer your credit card points over to British Airways. And that runs the award availability search, and then I can confirm here that the San Diego to London Heathrow has business class award availability on that March 3rd flight. So that's exactly how that tool works. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, very user-friendly, very intuitive. Again, the key thing here is that they only show British Airways operated award availability on the tool, not partner award flights. Now let's address the biggest drawback of booking with British Airways, those notorious taxes and fees. For example, that San Diego to London Heathrow business class flight we found might cost me 90,000 avios, which is a little bit on the higher end, but not totally unreasonable, but also $475 in taxes and fees, which is kind of high. If we value avios at 1 cent per point, that's effectively paying $1,375 for the flight, so $900 worth of points plus $475 in cash. That's still cheaper than paying full fare, so it might not be an absolute amazing deal, but it's still a solid deal. And if you do the math, you're still getting a pretty solid redemption on your credit card points. And having flexible transferable credit card points also might be helpful as well. Just because you found award availability on the British Airways website, that doesn't mean that you have to book through British Airways. Let's take a look at some alternatives for booking the same exact British Airways flights through partner airlines. So Cathay Pacific, if you find the British Airways award availability on the Cathay Pacific website, they'll cost you 89,000 points and about $400 in taxes and fees, so you're saving a little on the taxes and fees. Alaska Airlines might charge 70,000 miles and about $1,000 in taxes and fees, so fewer points but higher in the cash department. And American Airlines might charge you 57,500 miles, but the taxes and fees is $733. So way less miles, but also still higher fees. So you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons of each redemption option and see if it makes sense to book through British Airways or book through a partner airline. And the key thing to note here is that partner airlines don't receive all the same award availability that British Airways releases to British Airways Avios members, so keep that in mind. So unfortunately, British Airways flights tend to have higher tax and fees regardless of which program you book through, especially for flights departing or connecting through London Heathrow, which has been notorious for a lot of high fuel surcharges and passenger fees and all that crazy stuff. But despite the high taxes and fees, there are still some situations where booking with British Airways might still make sense, especially if you're in my situation when you need a non-stop flight. And I live in a city like San Diego where there's not a ton of international flight options. San Diego to London Heathrow is one of the few international flights that are non-stop from San Diego over to Europe. And the added convenience of having to fly nonstop over to Europe makes it kind of worth it in my situation in some cases, versus having to reposition up to LA or reposition it up to San Francisco, which can take more time and effort and money in some cases. Another situation where it might make sense if there's a transfer bonus. Credit card programs like American Express, Chase, Citi, Capital One often offer transfer bonuses to British Airways a couple times a year, sometimes as high as 40% transfer bonus. That effectively reduces the number of points that you need to transfer over to British Airways to make a redemption. For example, with a 40% transfer bonus, that 90,000 point obvious redemption would only require about 65,000 credit card points transferred over to British Airways to make that redemption, which improves the value proposition of booking through British Airways Avios to make that redemption. Another situation where booking through British Airways might make sense is when award availability is pretty limited. Sometimes, especially during peak travel time, British Airways might be your only option for finding award seats, especially in premium cabins. So that's where booking through British Airways might make sense, and you have to eat the higher taxes and fees and points redemptions. While this tool is fantastic for British Airways flights, it does have some limitations. It doesn't search partner airlines. I think this is the biggest limitation. It only shows British Airways operated flights, not partner airlines like Iberia, Japan Airlines, or American Airlines. So for partner award availability, you still need to use the standard British Airways search tool, which you would have to click day by day by day by day, which can be really annoying. And another thing is connecting flights. The tool works best for nonstop flights. If you need a connection flight, you might want to search each segment separately using the tool. And then the third thing is that sometimes the award availability is not 100%. While rare, sometimes the calendar shows availability that might not be there. So it's always important to double check your award search to make sure the award availability is still there before you transfer any credit card points. But despite these limitations, this tool is still super valuable for quickly finding British Airways award space, especially for premium cabins where award availability might be hard to find sometimes. So to quickly recap what we covered in this video, you can find the reward flight finder on the side column under Spend Avios. You can use the calendar view and the graph to identify which months have the best award availability, and you can easily search for multiple passengers in different cabins. Just be aware of the high taxes and fees that might be part of this redemption, and look for transfer bonuses to really maximize the value. The tool has saved me a bunch of time when it comes to searching for British Airways business class award availability from San Diego over to London Heathrow, which can sometimes be pretty limited. While British Airways isn't always the cheapest options in terms of fees, the ability to quickly find award availability makes it worth considering. If you found this video helpful at all, remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. That's all I have for you today. Go check out some of these other videos on the side of the screen here. I think I have a video on a review of British Airways as well, which you can go check out over here. Spoiler alert, great business class product. The food just kind of sucks, but you can go watch that video, which I'll also link down in the description as well. Thanks for watching this far, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.